Good evening, everyone. It's DebraSue, Glass City Talent 419 with Toledo to the World with DebraSue. We are in the studio today, and I have got a show for you today. I have a very interesting question to ask you, Toledo and beyond. Have you ever heard of Reiki? Or Reiki? Reiki, depends on how you say that. Have you ever heard of it? And do you know what it is? Do you know what it does? Do you know how it could benefit you? Today we're going to find out. Today we're going to find out what the big deal is about Reiki, because we have a couple of proprietors that have popped up in Toledo, and I'll give you my experience after this whole thing is over. But today we're going to educate you all as to what this thing is. In my studio today, I have the proprietor Zoya. Uh, her actually, I'm gonna say it right because I don't want to get it wrong. Because Sierra, I call you Sierra, but
Mm,
online you're Ashante, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
Ce-Ashante.
Okay. All right. I like that. The whole French theme of everything. I like that. So welcome to my hot seat today, girl. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you, girl. Okay, so let's just kind of hop right off front and let's talk about Reiki, okay, however it's pronounced, because I've heard it said several different ways. Let's talk about from your perspective and your explanation. Can you explain to our audience what Reiki is?
Absolutely. Reiki is a form of Japanese healing. So it came over from Japan, from Dr. Usui in the 20th century. Um, he kind of shared it throughout the globe, and it's made its way over here to America. So it is a uplifting energy. And what we do is we help relieve stress, tension, put you at a meditative state to make you feel more calm and relaxed. It also helps assist with any mental or emotional things you may be going through. So Reiki is a form of alternative healing.
Alternative healing, and it's, to me, from my own experience, it's a form of stress release.
Hmm.
So, for my audience that's watching, if you're stressed, if you have muscle tightness, if you have something very heavy on your mind, or if and when this does become a natural routine for you, it is a session where you kind of just let it all go and you allow yourself to be walked into a state of peace. That's how I explained it for
Absolutely.
myself. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Walk me through a session from the time someone walks into your door. Okay, they made the appointment, obviously. From the time they walk in, what happens from there?
With me, we'll have a short consultation. I'll talk with you about anything you want to work on specifically, any expectations that you may be having after the session. After the consultation, the client will lie on the bed. I'll always ask if they are comfortable with a gentle touch, or if they don't want anybody touching them at all, that's fine as well.
Hmm.
While I'm having the session, sometimes I've had people say that they have a warm feeling come over them. They may experience some tingling. I've had people fall asleep in deep sleep. um, After that, I speak with them about anything that came up for me. They'll speak with me about anything that came up for them, and what they want to do in their next session.
Hmm. So let me just get this clear. I'm gonna make this clear to the audience. Okay, this is not a medical. She's not claiming to be, a medical practitioner. She is she's a, how would you describe it? Because we talked about it before. You're a practitioner, but you are a what practitioner?
I'm a Reiki practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
I also include some sound healing. We use different frequencies and vibrations to help rebalance you, to give you clarity, to help recenter you. So I am a Reiki practitioner.
And practitioner meaning that she's gone through the training, folks. She's gone through,
Exactly.
several levels of training to get where she's at right now, to do what she's doing to help you. And in no way do we promote that she's a medical therapist of any sort on this show. However, I would say from my own personal experience, there's a certain level of peacefulness and of calmness that comes over you when you are able to submit to the process. That's what I like to say: submit to the process.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
so what do you consider the most important aspects of a Reiki session?
Just like you said, being open to the process. Anytime anybody has a wall up, you prevent the things that you want to release from going out, and you also prevent the assistance that you might need to do so. So being open to Reiki, um, knowing that every Reiki session is unique. There's nothing wrong that you can do in the session. Just be present, open to the experience.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not voodoo.
It's not.
It's not taboo. And I think that some people think that that's what this is. It's really a relaxation session, in my opinion. It's allowing, even if you need assistance, sometimes we have our minds are so busy and we're not able to actually relax. And sometimes it's like turning on meditation music at night,
Mhm.
to help release all the stuff that's jumbled up in your head. I kind of look at it that way. So, what do you think are some common reasons why people would come to you for a session?
People come to help with anxiety, to help with stress, depression, especially this time of year during the winter months and the sun. We have less sun. Holidays sometimes affect people emotionally in negative ways. So
Yeah.
people come to help relieve those things. And also, people come as a part of their self care routine. When people think of self care, they just think of the hair and nails, the outside things, but the mind and body work together. And so people understand that they need that time for themselves. That's why we provide a space for people to come to just to sit, to just be, and to release anything that they may be holding on to. So
Hmm.
those are the type of people that seek my services.
Natural healing. I like that. I have a girlfriend who is on the line right now, Latoya. Hey, Latoya. Latoya is completely into natural healing. She
Mm.
has she has her own brand. She has you know actual things that help people naturally. And I think that kind of aligns with what you do as well. It's like a natural healing, if you
Yeah.
will. Yeah, I like that. So, hey, Latoya, I'm glad you're here and you could join us tonight, young lady. Thank you very much. So it is a form of healing. Can this type of therapy be used along medical therapies? What's your opinion on that?
For sure, I think it should be used along with traditional medicine just because it enhances the process. So, like we said, it lowers that stress, it lowers that tension. When we carry stress for too long, far longer than we should, it adds to tension in the body. It creates aches and pains all over. And so, when you invest in the time to work on your mental and emotional well-being to relieve that stress, then it also enhances your regular day-to-day medical treatment.
I like that. So, personal question for you: have you practiced this on your family members?
I have.
Did they
uh,
give you feedback? What was that like?
Yes, there was a lot of snoring and and sleeping, and I love to see that because some people don't realize that they just need to rest. They need
Mm-hmm.
to take a nap or something to help reset their energy in their day and to keep
Mm-hmm.
them going. So I use it on myself um, when I'm overwhelmed, I'm able to take note and realize when I need to ground myself, when I need a moment for myself. And so I use it, and I love being able to help the people closest to me
Hmm. That's
add to their
interesting.
wellness.
That's interesting because you're saying that this is a self-application situation too. You have actually tried this on yourself. How are you able to be the practitioner and the patient at the same time?
So self treatments are shorter, because when you're doing it on other people, they get more time. And if I was to give myself that same time, I probably wouldn't make it through the whole thing. I would go to sleep myself. So it's just a shorter experience that I can go through on my own and reset.
Uh-huh. Have you ever had a patient or a client, excuse me, my medical background is coming through. Have you ever had a client come in that you just could not reach? I mean, that they did resist the treatment. And how do you handle that if something like that happens?
I had a person resist just because a lot of people think that it's like you said, it's not voodoo or anything like that. And a lot of people are like, no, I don't believe in, I'm not religious, or I don't believe in anything like that. And I always remind them that it's a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation has been a proven thing that works for us all. And so I kind of like ease their mind that way. It's just a different modality of meditation.
So so it's not putting anybody in a trance, right?
No,
It's
no,
nothing like
it's
that.
not
It's not
hypnosis or any.
no hypnosis, okay? Because that, and so this is, we just need to clarify this because see, this is not voodoo, this is not hypnosis, this is not anything that would necessarily contraindicate your necessary beliefs, because most people understand that when you need time for yourself, you have to meditate in a quiet place just to be quiet. You know,
Yes.
even when you have a concussion, the very first thing a physician will tell you is go someplace quiet and let your brain be quiet. It
Mm-hmm.
has to rest. It has to heal. And so we may not have a physical concussion, but our brain takes on blows every single day from everything that we take in. You know, it's
Yeah.
constantly being bombarded with all this stuff, and then we wonder why we forget stuff because we bring in all this new stuff, so the brain has to dump somewhere,
Hmm.
and we've got all this unnecessary stuff still in there. you know,
Exactly.
so and so it's just an unloading and a clarity, and it's not and that's the thing I want to stress, it is not hypnosis. It's not something, you don't take me down a spiritual lane at all. You
No.
know, it's just it's just getting yourself aligned again. Am I explaining it correctly?
Exactly. It's getting yourself rebalanced, aligned, rejuvenated, refreshed. It's taking a moment to reset, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we don't. A lot of times we don't do that. We just keep moving, keep going, keep running back and forth. So it's allowing yourself to reset and come back to yourself
Mm-hmm.
and to have a moment of peace.
Yeah. So is this an all inclusive type treatment? Do you also refer people to, let's say, because Latoya does this? Do you refer people to balanced eating? You know, a balanced diet. You know, the full scope of healing, of health improvement. How does that work in your office?
One on one, yes, I will add that, just because from my own experience, like I said, the mind and body, it works together. um Getting into this, I'm not now, but a few years ago I was completely vegan. When I learned about Reiki, and I lost 100 pounds, and I did all these things to help rebalance myself. So when someone is coming in and actually looking for a plan, I absolutely give them tips and advice to kind of have it all, the full
Mm-hmm.
spectrum.
Okay. So if you had one thing, just one thing in your profession that you wanted everyone to know about, okay, just pick one thing, because if there's tons of benefits, right? If you
Mhm.
had one thing that you wanted to tell everybody about Reiki, what would it be?
How transformative it is. It really can change your mindset, and it helps you get in tune with yourself. Like I said, I'm able to pick up. Okay, I need to stop. I need to sit down. And a lot of people don't realize that when that happens, they just keep moving and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So I will let people know how transformative it is, how it helps you connect with yourself.
Do you have an age limit on this thing? Is there like above two, above three, above under 65, over 65? How's that work?
I think my youngest client has been 8, so I guess that's my my area. But there's no age limit as long as it's something that you're seeking. Then I can definitely assist you and do a Reiki session with you or a sound
Hmm.
bath session with you. Like I said, my youngest client was 8 and they fell asleep on the bed, and their parent was like, I've never seen them go to sleep so fast.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
um, all ages are welcome.
So this is Deborah Sue walking into your establishment. Okay.
Mhm.
I come in. We sit down, we have our one-on-one interview. We discover each other. You explain everything to me. Do I need to change into a certain set of clothes, or should I just come prepared? How does it, do I take my shoes off? Do I leave my socks off? How does that work when we come into the office?
You are fully clothed. That doesn't change. And it's really up to you about if you want to take your shoes off or on or whatever makes you feel comfortable in that
Hmm.
sense.
Hmm.
On the bed, there's a pillow, blanket, things to make you more comfortable. Other than that, there's nothing that you need to do.
Okay.
Like I said, it's just that openness and
Yeah.
welcoming in that energy.
Okay. So fellas, leave your clothes on.
Please.
Okay. It's not that kind of party.
No, no,
This
no,
is
no.
legitimate. This is legitimate. And speaking of legitimacy, let's talk about an average. I know this is something that you charge according to per service, but if a person comes in, what should they expect to pay for a basic Reiki session?
The sessions are currently $65.
Hmm.
Our sound bath sessions are $10, which is sort
Hmm.
of an introduction we um have for people to try out an alternative healing method.
Hmm.
Um, we also have packages that we do, and different discounts that we have from time to time if we're having certain events and things like that. But
Hmm.
the Reiki sessions are 65
65 an hour or a half hour?
for an hour.
For an hour. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much even with pretty much everybody else.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's a
I,
little bit cheaper. Yeah, cause
I
physical, cause the actual massages they can go as high as $125 an hour. So actually, that's pretty reasonable.
For sure.
Hmm.
Everybody kind of has their own price points.
Yeah.
I'm really looking to target people that haven't heard of Reiki before and are just starting off on
Hmm.
their wellness journey. So that's why we are where we are right now.
I got you. Okay, and how many therapists do you have in your, or how many practitioners do you have in your establishment so far?
I'm the only Reiki practitioner.
Okay.
I do have an assistant.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Listen, it is what it is, because it's fairly new. I just want to say that to the Toledo area. I think myself, I only picked up on it about 2 years ago. So and I have a feeling that it's actually going to expand pretty quickly. To be honest with you, because
I think so.
everybody. Everybody's in need of some mental relaxation, that's for sure. And as we go into 2025 and beyond, I think that's going to become apparent to many, many people. So, let's tell people how they can get a hold of you, where you are, and how they can reach you.
You can reach me. The first place is on Facebook at Studio Yoza. That's YOZA. And also the website is studioyoza.com.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry, the Facebook page is Yoza Spiritual Studio.
Okay.
I am currently inside of 421 North Michigan in downtown Toledo, inside of the Self Love Movement. Um, and we also have other instructors and practitioners there. But I am there Fridays at 6 p.m. for a sound bath and Sundays at 12 p.m. for another sound bath session. And then after that, if you want to book a one-on-one Reiki session, then I can speak with you about doing that. You can also message me on that Facebook page if you have any questions.
Uh-huh. And do they also book through those pages, or do they have to messenger you, or how does that work?
You can book through the website. You can
Okay.
book through the website.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You probably want to book. And do you require a deposit? Yeah.
Um, there there is a $10 deposit, well, to pay for the session ahead of time for the sound bath, and there's also a deposit for the Reiki.
Very good. And how do you feel about guests coming along? Is this a thing where we just have one person in the room and everybody kind of waits, or is it a one-on-one thing like a massage, or how does that work in the studio?
It is one-on-one.
Hmm.
I don't prefer there to be any guests with you. This is a personal experience for you. Like I said, it's tailored to you, and it's a time for there to be no distractions. I think that's the point, to get away from and to disconnect from the distractions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, fellas, if you want to do something nice for your lady, drop her off and come back. Okay, give her
Yeah,
time to herself. Ladies, if you're looking for a nice gift to give to your fella, you do that. Drop him off. He's in safe hands. Sierra is very experienced in what she does, because our gentlemen need self-care too. I think that's one thing that
absolutely.
many of the men nowadays are really kind of overlooking their own mental self-care. And we're looking around and wondering what's going on with everybody nowadays, and sometimes guys don't like to go care for themselves the way they should,
Hmm.
either medically or mentally. And so this is a really nice thing to do on your anniversary, or just to say I love you, or however you do that. And you got holidays coming up. I'm really expecting Sierra to be booked all the way out for Valentine's, you guys. Okay.
Absolutely.
What a nice gift to give somebody, right? Just to say, hey, I care very much for your mental health, wellness, and I'd like for you to go take care of yourself. So that's really a very, very good thing. So we're
Yeah.
at the end of our session. You did mention the self building over there. I'd like to give the shout out to Lance and Arlinda, for opening up Lance and Arlinda self for opening up opportunities for businesses, small businesses.
Yes.
Very nice area down there. Give them a nice shout out for that. Is there anybody else you'd like to give some accreditation to, or a shout out before we get off? We're at our 6:23 hour. We have 7 minutes left.
Same. I would like to thank Arlinda and Lance for giving me the space and opportunity to do this and to invest in Toledo's wellness community. I would like to thank you for having me here, and a shout out to my love, Trayvon, for helping me along the way in my business and growing it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Shout out Trayvon and Savan. How do we
It's a
say it?
van.
There we go.
Esteban.
Another small business in Toledo. So very, very proud of our small businesses that are popping up in Toledo and beyond, because we're not just heard in Toledo. We are heard, everywhere. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're live on YouTube and Roku. So, we have viewership from everywhere. And so for those who do support DebraSue and Toledo to the World, thank you very much for tuning in, and continue to tune in, and make sure you get over to YouTube and like and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep this thing going for you all, because we not only promote Toledo businesses, small businesses, large businesses, we also bring you guys into Toledo and introduce you to Toledo as well. So thank you all for tuning in and supporting us as well. Okay, so we're at our 6:24 hour, ma'am. I just want to say thank you very much for coming on. I want to wish you much success in your business. I
Thank
see
you.
you doing well from here on out. Literally, you're established already. Now it's just a matter of getting these ladies and gentlemen to get out and get some self care and take care of their mental stressors as well.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, everyone, we're going to tune out right now. Thanks everybody for joining us. Latoya, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. And we're going to tune out and and tell everyone we're going to be on next week with another show. We're going to have Cece from Toledo, Ohio, who is another a small business, I should say. And she's going to come on and talk about her business, her food business, okay, and her entrepreneurship and her how do I want to say it? She is a she's a person that does a lot for the city. She definitely is somebody that deserves some recognition, and we need to get her on the show. And she's going to be here with us next week. Okay, so tune in next week, next Thursday, 6 o'clock, same place, same bat channel, same bat time. All right, everybody. Thank you all, and we will see you all next week. Thank you, Cece. Bye bye.
Bye.